All right, we are live. Welcome to whatever day it is. Um, so I've been working on this parser today, or I guess it takes in source code and it makes tokens, and then it uses the language grammar to organize these tokens into a tree, and then you're supposed to be able to traverse the tree and then make basically be able to ask questions about the code that you're doing. So, kind of an out there project, but it's super unconventional. But the goal is money. Maybe there's some money to be made from this. Uh, that's the main goal. At this point in life, uh, I need money, so I'm doing that. What are these videos turning into? Well, it sounds like uh, the if you watch Avatar, the one with the blue people, there's Grace, who has these like video logs because they're doing like research at a lab, and so they have to like come talk to their camera to basically just document whatever they're researching. And these videos kind of feel like that, right? Because there's some people that watch them, um, but not they're not made for like a big wide audience. They're just kind of like just a dude talking to a camera at the end of the day. Um, so with that being said, what is there to discuss today? Um, I I watched someone said that these kind of give Sam Solik vibes. So I went and looked him up, and then I watched one of the videos. I think they're like 40 minutes or so, but it's just kind of like an uncut. And then he kind of just has like a mic on his head, and he's talking to camera. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. So, what's the point? I guess one potential benefit is I'll be able to watch these in like 10 years and be like, there was me 10 years ago. So, I don't know. I guess I could do like a message to my future self. Um, yeah, okay. I'm gonna do that. Message to my future self. Uh, I hope you have money. I hope you're living all over the world. I hope you've became a passport bro. That seems like the coolest thing to do. Um, Basically, if people have problems with, obviously not everyone can leave their country, but sometimes people complain about things in their country, and it's like you can move to another country most of the time. And then like yeah, of course that sucks because you have to like learn a new language, learn like integrate yourself into a new culture. But like that only sucks if you think doing that sucks. If you think doing that is awesome, then like there's only one solution, which is to go live abroad and go experience. I mean, essentially this concept of like wanting to move in a bunch of different countries is kind of like the ultimate consumer mindset. I don't know if that has anything to do with like capitalism or something, but it's essentially the consumption of the experience of being in whatever country and learning whatever language and being able to express yourself in that language, and to be able to relate to people in that language, and also experiencing the culture, right? A lot of people who've lived around the world. I think Mark Manson, the guy who wrote The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, he made this point, and I've heard this point by other world travelers, that basically every country has like benefits where you'll be like, oh my god, I wish my country was like that, but it has like an equal amount of like drawbacks. But whether something is a benefit or a drawback, that's totally up to you, your interpretation. That's totally up to your worldview. So basically, my argument for living all around the world is that um, eventually you'll be able to land on a country where you get, you know, the most amount of things that you like, and also the drawbacks of living in that country are things you like don't really care about. So, for example, I think it's something like the countries in Asia. If you have like weed, you just like get the death sentence. Could be a rumor, but anyways, that's something I heard. There's like super strict government control. Right, which is like all classical drawbacks, right? But the crime rate is like close to zero. So, you know, the example here is that like if you're someone who cares about safety and doesn't care too much about whatever the government's doing, then that's a great fit. Another example I think I heard in like some of the like the more Latin countries, everyone's like a little more spontaneous, a little more laid back, right? So maybe you might be like, oh, like people are more focused on the present moment versus in more Western countries like America, I think particularly, it's like very future oriented, right? And so, everyone's always thinking about the future, so we like produce a bunch of stuff and it's awesome. But the drawback from that is, sometimes if you're just trying to have fun, it's like, damn, well, I can't find anyone who knows how to like stop working, and just relax. And so, if you move to a country, in like Latin America, then, maybe you'll have people who are like always having fun all the time, which if that's what you're looking for, that's good. But, then you have the drawback of like, well, if people are always living in the present moment, then, then they might be late to certain appointments or meetings. And so, if that's something you don't like, if you're a very punctual person, then maybe that's not the best fit. But anyways, the whole point I'm making is that you can move to countries, unless you're a criminal or I don't know in what, you also need a certain amount of money. Well, I guess you just need money for the plane ticket. Then the rest is like, you can do like odd jobs and stuff. I mean, that's probably not ideal, but, for example, being an English teacher is a lot of countries need English teachers because, obviously it's the international language. So, that's always a career path that can go well. And a lot of these careers aren't, they might not bring you all the riches, but, you will be getting the riches of living in that country and experiencing all the people. And, like, the whole money thing is more so kind of just like a means to an end, right? It's not, it's like whatever it is, it's probably never enough. And so after a while, then probably it's a good idea to like cut back and start doing things you actually like doing. And I think people who build businesses up to like the nth degree, I think they just like making money. They like growing, and that's good. But it's important to be very clear with what your goals are. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Because I don't know. I think like years ago I saw a video called like How to Waste Your Life in 20 Years or something, and it was like just a story of like a brother who's like climbing the corporate ladder, and he has another brother who gets a normal job, has a wife and kids, plays the guitar, and the other brother who like climbed the whole corporate ladder, super powerful guy, but he's like he hates his life. He's like, I don't know why I did this, and like that's a problem. Now if he was like had the goal in mind to do that, and that was what he wanted to do over getting a wife and kids and playing the guitar, if that is what he wanted to do, then obviously that would be good. But not if, not if his goal was to have like a good, normal, happy life. And then, anyways, I don't want to go on too long with this because it's 9 minutes in. But also, I was thinking about doing like a longer form of these videos. Let me know in the comments, because if you've made it this far, you probably listened to my videos. Do you guys want some longer form content? It'd probably be less often, but I don't mind. I like, sitting here and sharing my ideas, because, I hope I have good ideas. Like that would be bad if I only had bad ideas. I hope I have some good ideas, and, I hope that these ideas can spread. And I think if ideas spread, that's a sign that they're good. Obviously, that's not always the case. I'm sure we can all think of some classic historical examples where, certain ideas have spread, but they weren't good. Um, so, that's like a decent litmus test. Is like, okay, does my idea make sense? Does it spread? Right? And even the ideas I just spouted off today, like, those are not my ideas. They might be ideas that I agree with, which is why I'm spreading them, but, I didn't come up with it. All right, let's just go a little long here, because why not? Um, Today was it was like a difficult day, so I'm happy to, I don't know, I guess just be by myself but speak to this camera. Um, what was I gonna say? What I was gonna talk about was about the spreading of ideas. So, oh, yeah, there's some like tangent about how like ideas are not necessarily uh, creative, or like it's like, all right, let me just think about this for a second. Basically, there's an argument that goes, creativity is not unique to humans, and this ties into what I was saying, because your you know the ideas that I'm spreading, they're not like I didn't come up with them. I just happen to agree with them, maybe, unless a better idea comes along that dismounts the current idea I believe in. But like these ideas are not really like created, I guess, because, well, I guess I'll just get into the example here. So there's a stop sign, right? So it's an octagon and it's red. Humans invented stop signs, probably. So, what if we had a machine that created signs? So it basically just, gave it a shape and then put a color on that shape, and then boom, now you have a stop sign, except it was made by a machine this time, right? Because I guess the argument goes that ideas, whether it's like a mental idea or like, the idea of a phone or whatever, ideas are just a combination of different concepts. And you could load a bunch of concepts into a machine and then have that machine rearrange them into something new, right? Just like random orders. And it's actually interesting because what I was working on today kind of deals with this, because you get the source code of the language and then you make them all into tokens, and then these tokens are then reorganized according to the grammar, but it could be random. But anyways, the point is that ideas are a combination of other ideas, and then some of the ideas like cannot be split further. So in some kind of theoretical sense, you could take all the very root ideas that can't be split any further, and then just keep on jumbling these ideas together until you create every idea that ever existed, which was created by a machine and not by a human. That's the main distinction. And there's something else I wanted to say about that. Oh, it's the if you guys look into the, oh fuck, it's called the Library of Babel. I think it's the Babel Library, and it's basically it's like a string of letters, but there's like, I don't know how many paid Google pages or whatever. It's like it's a million strings of letters, and you can basically search through this long string of letters any word. So you can type in your name, like, hi, my name is Achan. I'm making a video right now for YouTube. And as long as it's like under 35 characters, it'll the program will search the entire book that has an enormously long string of random characters, and it will go find where coincidentally the order of the letters that you put in match that randomness. And that's kind of unrelated, but I'm making it related because it sounds related to me, right? Like, you have randomness, but then you have these patterns in that randomness, and those patterns actually mean something. Now, they also mean something because we're humans, so we read English, human English, right? And it has like the Arabic alphabet. So, it's also us that can see like why that means something. So, yeah, order emerges from chaos, but we were able to recognize that order. If we weren't there, if we gave it to a monkey, then he wouldn't care if what he typed into the box outputted something. So I guess maybe I'm just trying to leave the door open here for a potential rebuttal for why creativity and new ideas are not unique to humans. They're kind of just formed from like randomness. So I don't know. Anyways, that's out of my depth. I don't study. I don't even know what field of study this is. It's like, is it math? Is it philosophy? Is it the philosophy of the brain? I don't know. But that was interesting thought. So I just wanted to share that. And I'll see you later. Thank you for watching, and have a good evening.